Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into a powerful concept that connects ancient myths, digital survival, and even the laws of physics, all through one single timeless symbol. We're going to uncover how the simple idea of balance is really the secret key to, well, everything.
Okay, so this is the core idea right here. The entire principle we're exploring today, it all boils down to this one goal: reaping maximum benefits through minimal effort. And this isn't just about life hacks, It's about a fundamental law of the universe. It's not about working harder, it's about working in balance.
So we're going to start with a symbol you probably know, Libra, the scales. And yeah, you might be thinking of the zodiac sign, but this symbol represents something so much more fundamental. It's the visual for a universal law that underpins our entire world: justice. And when we say justice here, we are not just talking about courtrooms. Think bigger. Justice is the basic building block of order in the universe. It's like the source code, the operating system, that makes sure for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, a consequence. So how does this huge, cosmic idea of justice connect to something as down-to-earth as efficiency? Well, this is where it gets really interesting, right? This is where the principle gets personal and shows us how this universal law can actually translate into a better way of getting things done.
The whole argument is that real progress, it doesn't come from just toiling away, that endless cycle of wasted effort. No, it comes from the intelligent application of that effort. It comes from efficiency. One path, well, that's the consequence of folly. But the other, that's the cornerstone of civilization itself.
And wow, this really spells out what's at stake. If you understand these laws of balance and efficiency, it leads to freedom, to willful service. But ignoring them, that leads to compulsory servitude. You're basically trapped in that cycle of toil because you don't understand the rules of the game.
So, how does this principle actually work in the real world? To see it in action, the source gives us two totally different examples to look at, one from the digital world of a survival game and one from the ancient mythology of the afterlife.
Okay, first up, this game scenario. Picture this. Players are dropped into a wild environment and have to learn how to survive. And one of the first key skills they're given? It's called Libra, and it's their main tool for gathering information efficiently. So how's it work? It's not about brute force or just getting lucky. It's all about smart observation. The skill lets players weigh an animal's genetic makeup against their own to quickly figure out if what it's eating is safe for them to eat. This is pure efficiency, and it perfectly mirrors how our own ancestors learned to survive, by carefully observing and judging the world around them.
Now, does this process of weighing something, in this case, some genetic information, to figure out a really crucial outcome sound familiar? It absolutely should. This idea of using scales to judge value is, well, it's ancient.
And boom, here it is. The ancient Egyptian myth of Anubis. He uses scales to weigh a person's heart against a single feather. If your heart was heavy with misdeeds, it would be devoured. But if it was light, lighter than a feather, you earned eternal paradise. From a modern survival game to the ancient path to the afterlife, the principle is exactly the same, using scales to judge value and determine an outcome.
All right, let's move to our final example and see how this whole thing builds from the metaphysical right into the physical laws of our world. We're talking pure mechanics now, but you'll see that same core principle is still right there.
It's a classic physics problem, right? But the solution isn't about brute strength. The answer, once again, lies in applying that very same principle of balance, of justice, but this time to physical objects. I mean, just think of a simple lever. It's literally a balance set on a pivot point. And by shifting that pivot, you fundamentally change the forces acting on either side. You're not changing the weight of the objects, you're changing the effect of that weight.
These simple machines, levers and pulleys, they are efficiency in action, in its purest form. They allow people of, as the source puts it, diminutive stature to literally lift giants. It's not magic. It's a perfect application of the law of balance to get the maximum benefit with the absolute minimum effort.
Okay, so we've seen how this Libra principle applies to survival, to mythology, to physics, but so what? What is the ultimate reward for doing all this? What's the whole point of being so efficient? Well, the ultimate reward is defined as Sabbath. And listen, this is not just about taking a day off. It represents a state of earned rest, the peace that comes when your work is so truly efficient that you've minimized waste and completely eliminated toil.
And this is a huge shift in thinking, right? Rest, from this point of view, is not a sin, it's not laziness, it is the earned prize for intelligent, balanced, and efficient work. It only becomes a problem, a crime, when it's unearned, when it's a result of inaction instead of a reward for efficiency.
So the final takeaway here is this. Efficiency is not just some corporate buzzword. It's a universal law, and it's rooted in balance. The scales of Libra are a tool, a symbol for how we can master it in everything we do. So the question for you is, where in your world is there an opportunity to apply them? And that's our explainer for today.